Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Welcome to ConnieRae'sCraftRoom.com. In today's craft session, I'm demonstrating this gorgeous little Favour box, which can be used probably about this time of year. We're probably looking for Favour boxes because we've got weddings coming up because it's summer here in Australia. We've got weddings, we've got Christmas just around the corner, we've got birthdays. It's the nice weather, so, you know, this is when we start doing all our activities. So, I've used some sequins on there just for decoration, and I've also used some little Nouveau drops. You can see them there, but if you haven't got the Nouveau drops, it doesn't really matter. I just get mine at Crafts Online. So I will show you how I've done this. It's all stamping, which is my favourite. I love just stamping. So we are going to be stamping with crushed curry, and we're also going to be using this stamp set here. This stamp set here is called Count My Blessings, and it's absolutely beautiful. It says thinking of you. And I've used this little stamp icon here, and I'm not sure if these are chestnuts, hazelnuts, or what's the other one, the American one. Can't remember, but I'm not quite sure what they're called, but I like it anyway. And I'm using this tiny little leaf stamp here as well, so that'll be stamped all over the box, so it looks lovely. It'll work. So we're using crushed curry. So you need a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is the thick Whisper White cardstock, and it is, the size of it is 8 by 5 1/4, so it's 8 inches in length and 5 1/4 in width. So we're going to be doing some stamping. So we need a little bit of scrap paper because we're going to be stamping off our area of paper, so we don't want to get our area messed up. Grab our stamp. So with this one, you're just going to randomly stamp. You're going to basically create your own designer series paper. And this is what I love to do the most because it's my creation and it's kind of like, ooh, I just love it. So you just stamp wherever. It doesn't matter where, because you can off stamp as well. Off stamp the side as well. Don't just stick to the middle. I've just re-inked my crushed curry, so it's probably looking a bit darker in this picture, but that's okay. It still looks lovely on the Whisper White. It's very fresh. So just stamping around. Okay, and then just pop that stamp aside because we'll pull that back in a minute, and then get your little leaf stamp, and we're just going to be stamping random little leaves everywhere. It's so pretty. And I think that'll do because you can overdo it. You don't want to do too much. So we'll just pop that aside for now, and we will bring in a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and what we're going to be doing is the top of the label that went on top of the box. I created this little cover, which you can probably see, but it's basically the top of the box where I've got my sentiment on. So you will need your crushed curry, of course. I used the framelits die, the stitch framelits die, and I used the largest one out of the stitch framelits die to cut out this particular piece. I have used the Thinking of You sentiment, so we're just going to stamp that up now, leaving enough room around it to actually put your stitch framelit, and then bring in your little acorns, or whatever you want to call them, hazelnuts, acorns, I'm not quite sure. Just put a little couple of images around, and your leaves again, just around there, just so it marries up with your box. Because you are going to be cutting a lot of this away. You're not going to be using all of these images that you put in here, so it doesn't really matter too much. So just make it, you know, to the way that you want, if you wish to do that, and then pop this over and get it into perspective in terms of with the way that you want to pop it through your big shot. So you choose the icons that you've stamped in there. Just measure it up to the way you want it to look, and then just cut it out, and you'll end up with the piece that looks like that. So that's how you do the top of your box. So we'll just put these over here for now and take that out of the way and take the ink out, and we are going to bring back our box, and we are going to score the box. So on the long side of the box at 8 inches, which is the longest side, we are going to score at 1, 3 7/8, 4 7/8, and 7 3/4 of an inch. We're going to turn it over to the portrait side, and we are going to score it at 1, 3 3/4, 4 3/4, and that's our scoring done. So it's going to be a little bit hard to see because it is white, but there is our tiniest lip there that we've created. We're going to take out the top piece and the bottom piece, and there's going to be a tiny lip left there. That lip is this piece here. I'll just show you my template. It's a very tiny lip, so we're going to take that top piece away and that piece away and create the lip first. So I'll bring back my template when I've done this little bit here. Just swapping my glasses over, guys, so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take it up and just take out that little piece. Okay, so we've got that tiny little piece there. And now we're going to, on the bottom, all you need to do is do this one, these 2 notches here on the bottom, and we're just going to notch in there. You don't need to do anything to the longer flaps on it. We're just going to be notching into the 2 smaller sides of the box at the bottom of the box. And the bottom of the box is indicative in the sense where up the top you've got 2 lines here, and down here you've got 1. So that's going to be the bottom. So we're going to cut up that and notch in. And the same on this side. It is a bit hard to see, folks, so I do apologise. But I'll go over the template for you again. So we've got the bottom now. We've got the side flap, the small side flap, and we've got the bottom, which is going to be the sides of the box. Okay, so we're moving up to the top here, and we are going to take out the longest rectangle and we're going to go down that longest rectangle to the line furthest away. So we are doing this. This piece here was here. Make sure I turned it over so you can see properly. So it was there. So we've cut that away. There we go. So you've got that big piece sticking out there. And then this piece here, we're going to trim off the top of it and trim down. Take that little piece out. And we are just going to notch in on the sides of that. So we've got 2 lines here. It's really hard to see on white. Sorry, guys. You've got 2 lines here, which should stay there. So you've just cut this part off. You've cut the top off there, and you've notched down into there to make that little flap. Now you're up to this part here, where you've got that part. We're going to leave that because we're going to round off the corners in a second. We're going to move right over to the end, and we're going to make this little notch here at the top. And that involves chopping off one of the pieces that we're not using, which is a tiny, tiny little rectangle at the end. Just like that. And then cutting down and notching in. Notch into that too well. There we go. So you've currently got a piece that looks like that. I shouldn't say so. And, well, that's going to be the ore box, which is going to be looking like this. Whoop, let me get that into camera. So that's the top of your box. That's the sides of your box. This is the bottom sides of your box. And we're going to fold it over to that little flap, and we're going to glue it down and make the box. First, we're going to burnish our lines. And that's basically all there is to it. So just going to notch in a bit more on that one. So my notching's not too good. We're going to burnish our lines to make it easier. If I can find my... Oh, there it is. Oh, I just knocked my camera out of the way too. There we go. So we're just going to burnish the lines. You could probably burnish them earlier. It depends on which way you want to do it. This is just the way that I've done it, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it in another way. Burnish and burnish. So basically that's the way that our box is going to come together, just like that. Now we're just going to grab our corner rounder, and we're just going to pop the top into the corner rounder. Just to make it round. And I'm going to pop some Tombow on my little tiny flat there because I want it to be strong. You can use fast fuse if you're good at using fast fuse. I'm still learning with fast fuse. It's sort of like I have a love-hate relationship with it, but I'm getting there. And I've just ordered the fast fuse because there's a special going on at the moment where you order the fast fuse, the whole unit, and you get 2 free refills. So I've just ordered some, so I'm going to go back and continue working on fast fuse. I really don't pay much attention, because it doesn't really bother me that I can't use it. So I'm sort of like okay with it. It doesn't worry me, but it is convenient and it is a good product, but I'm just not very good at using it. Mind you, I'm struggling with this just to get it on here. Okay, let's pop that down. I haven't got that down properly. That's what I've done. I haven't filmed for a couple of weeks as well, so it's like everything is double take, triple take, quadruple take. If you do it every day, you sort of get used to it. You become a perfectionist, you become an expert at it. Okay, so you just pop that little side down, that little flap. Okay, looking pretty good. So far, so good. And then our top, oh, there's a bit of glue there. That's okay. We'll just get that off later. Okay. And then you can see here the top just basically bends and folds in, which is a really great sealing. And like I said before, well, I don't know if I said it in this video or one of the retakes that I've done, I don't really mind what side my seal of the box is on. It doesn't really bother me. Some people like front and back. For me, I don't really mind. It's got to have a seal. Everybody knows it. So I'm sort of thinking, well, you know, just seal it. Because no one's going to notice. It's too pretty to do that. And anybody who looks at those kind of things, they're either a designer or whatever. So for this one, for the Tombow, I'm just again putting the Tombow on the bottom flap. And getting my fingers and thumbs in the way here. There we go. So just making sure that's lined up straight on both sides before you get too ambitious with it. And then just open it up, well, it probably isn't closed for you, and then just stick that down just to make sure it's got a good grip on it. And it should be fine. Lovely. There you go. Look at that. Okay, so that's our little Favour box, which is quite a good size. You can get a lot in here. It's not, you know, it's not a small box, that's for sure. It's a lovely Favour box. Okay, because it's quite solid too, so you'll be able to get a fair bit in it, especially when it comes to chockies. Okay, so we've got that part done. As you can see, it's all very pretty. So now we're going to pop on our top. We can pop it on. Oop, the camera's going. Okay, should we put on there or should we put on there? We'll put it on this side. Leave the flap at the back. Okay, so with that, now I'm just going to, what I did do was a little bow, and I've used the, what's this one, cotton ribbon, white. And I've just hand tied a little bow. Just to pop on the top of it. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. There we go. Okay. Just trim that off. Oh. It's very easy to use this, well, you wouldn't think so right now, but it is actually quite easy to tie a little bow in it. So it's quite smooth. It's a lovely ribbon. Just plain cotton. Okay, so we've done that. So then I've used also, where are they? I've used the metallic sequence assortment to get some white ones out of there and use those to stick down. You could put silver on if you wanted to, but I use the white, but it just depends what your theme is. So I'll just grab some white ones out. And just pop some strategically. Wherever you want to put them, you can put them. Doesn't really, there's no rules for placing sequins. It's wherever you want, as long as you create a flow, I suppose, is the only principle you should worry about, just so that you can, you know, rather than putting them all on the same spot, you don't want to do that. So I used my multi-medium mat to glue those down, but you can use whatever you like. You can use the fine tip glue. It's entirely up to you. And then I have used some dimensionals, and I wanted to use the dimensionals. I don't want to I just want to pop these under here now without I should have put the sequins on last. Silly me, but that's okay, we'll get there. Just pop it on like that and then turn it over and pull the trimmings, the little backings off. So obviously, folks, you stick it down and then put your embellishments on, rather than doing it the other way around. Okay, and I think I just need, oh, there's one more, because I like to pop it up quite high. Yep, that's okay. You can see I've recycled this because I've made a mistake previously. Okay, so we're just going to bring that in, line it up, and pop it down. There we go. There's that. And we'll just grab a glue dot for our little ribbon here, our little bow. And I would just probably put him wherever you really want. I don't think there's any rules or regulations here. There we go. And of course I used, as I said, my Nuvo drops, but you can, if you've got Nuvo drops, just put a little doubles wherever you want. But they do take time to dry, so you put them on last and you leave it to sit. And that should be it. Yep, I don't know if that Nuvo drop's going to come out too good. But anyway, you do have to practice with using these kind of things. You can't just rush them. Just push that into line a bit. There we go. That looks a bit better. And there you have it. A gorgeous little box for a thank you gift or a teacher's gift or a tea bags, or I'm not sure, whatever. The dimensions of the box are in there, let me see, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 with a width of 1 inch. So they're quite a good size, I think. So you can do anything with those, and they will make lovely wedding favors, I think. Those colours are beautiful. Just enough. So thank you very much for joining me. So it brings me to the end of this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it, and you will please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time in the craft room with Connie-Rae. And I'm going to go now because I'm running out of words and I'm tired and I'm making a fool of myself. So thank you for joining me. Take care, and I will see you next time with a new tutorial. Ciao for now.